it happened again. Well, there was my beautiful speech. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm gonna go right back. Hello, welcome to another X-Tool Demo Host live stream. Oh wow, yes. Okay, well, yeah, I totally did not forget to turn on the microphone. Yes, what I came up with, and I was telling that with a lot of enthusiasm, which you all now missed, except for my dog. She heard it all, so she the thumbs up and such. No, just kidding. I think that since it's Autism Awareness Day, I would like to spend some time on shining a little light on making it less pointing fingers or making people a little bit more understanding, because I think being on the spectrum, autism, ADHD, etc., it's not an excuse, it's an explanation. And I think when people understand more how you work, how you function, it's like when your child gets born, sometimes as a parent you wish that they would have came with a manual. I did. So I think it would sometimes be nice to just understand, okay, how do you work? For me, I can sometimes get overloaded. So for example, I went with someone to a festival, and it was really nice, and suddenly there was a bus tour. I was not informed about that, and I had my headphones with me, and I felt so uncomfortable. There was like a lot of the bus smelled like a bus. There was a lot of sounds. There was a lot of people I don't know. They were all pretty close to me. Yeah, okay, you go to a festival, but I did not expect that already in the bus. So that was totally something different than what was in my brain. So what happened is I put on my headphones with loud bassy music, and that calmed me down. But for the people around me, that was, wow, she's weird. That's unsocial. That is, why is she doing that? Doesn't she like us? Yeah, I did. That's why I did that on, because that made me able to calm myself down, to not go into an overload status or a panic attack even. And because of that I knew how to bring myself back to calm. I was able to partake in that festival. So in the end, I had a really great time with all those people. I was drained for 5 days after, but that aside, but people that do not know you and also don't get the chance to know you, they often think stuff about that. And let's say that you would get into a calamity or something. I think sometimes it would be nice to have something in case that you cannot verbalize yourself. And that is also the topic what I want to go on to about today is I wanted to make like a key ring, a tag, not for just neurodiverse people. But my brain stuttered there. I wanted to make a tag for everyone, because in the end we're all humans, and we have our own operating systems. So that can be either a neurotypical or neurodiverse, anything, and it's unique to everyone. And that is also why I chose these names. Humanual. I think it would be nice sometimes to have a little tiny manual that fits to you as a person, not as a person with autism, not as a person with ADHD, not as a person with dementia, but as a person. And I think that would be really nice to just have this little tag that in case you are not verbal, that you can't verbalize how you feel, that people can just see that tag and see the first things that they can do to help you. Because people are, no matter how the world sometimes look these days, they are actually very willing to help. And I think if someone would see me in a full-fledged panic attack, they would panic. And that's also not fair to them, right? So if they would have something they could search for, and I actually don't want, you have like these eyes things in your phone that you can do. I don't, if I'm in a panic attack, I don't want people to grab my phone. I would freak out by that. So having a little tag that people can just openly see, like, hey, that is what I came up with. So I thought Humanual or human.exe for all the nerds amongst us. When you know, you know. And I thought maybe some little keywords. What helps? What helps in this case? So for me, just get me my headphones. Let's say I'm on a bicycle and I fell off my bike and I get into a panic attack. Something happens. My backpack lays somewhere, and someone comes to my rescue. They would see that tag and they can check, okay, I can search for your headphones. Reduce noise. If there's gonna be a crowd standing around me while I'm having a panic attack, that's not really going to help, because they're going to be loud, they're going to be looking at me, they're going to be... So that's why reduce noise. So take me apart, calm situation, give space. I don't want people to just randomly touch me. I don't want people to just get too close to me, because that just makes me feel extremely uncomfortable. And if all else fails, then optionally call. Well, for me, that would be my partner, so he can come to the rescue. And I thought it might be nice to, what I showed earlier, without sound, these nice little leather key rings. I think it would look nice on those. I also was considering to make it on acrylic. I don't have an acrylic cutter yet. I'm saving up for that. So stay tuned. It will happen someday. I promise. So with that said, let's, I think we should make one, and then we can design some more while I'm also gonna work on the T-Rex, because that's what I promised yesterday. Because look, I have continued as I said I would. So these are still 2 parts. We have made the bottom layer yesterday, and this is the one I made today. And I actually also made some nice extra coins. Well, this one I did not sand yet. This is playing with a train, with a toy train. I can imagine maybe there's children that love to have those little model trains. It's often actually something that many kids on the spectrum like: trains, dinosaurs, these kinds of things. They have like very funny things they like. So yeah, while we do that, and then we set that one on, I think that will also take about 30 minutes before that one is engraved, the top layer, and then we can put it together whilst we, while it engraves there, we can design some more of these tags. Coming back to the Humanual, what I thought in this is like, sometimes you just need a reset. So that can be someone on the spectrum, it can be an elderly person that has dementia or anything else, a little child. Sometimes you just need a reset, and that is totally fine. So let's get that going. I already chose here a wine red to black laser. Well, I couldn't really find one that would be exactly mine. So I just went with this. And I have not cleaned it up. I just quickly put this together. So let's fix this, because I don't want to have a headphones that has a microphone like that. I just want to have like the simple ones. So I'm just gonna edit that. Yes, I am that that picky. So let's move it up a little bit. Can we zoom in a bit more? Yep. Now we're gonna remove this little thingy. There. Confirm. Now it is a normal headphones. That's what I wanted. So this can be a little bit down. And this doesn't need to be engraved right now. I don't know which you guys like more, the Humanual or the human.exe. You can already think maybe about it. If you have more ideas, what would be nice on there. I'm going to go with Wanna Help. I'm going to direct it a little bit to young people. We can later also make versions that are a little bit more directed towards elderly, for example. Let me see that everything else is off. I'm just gonna turn everything off. And now we're just only gonna select the ones that we need. So I'm just gonna go with this. These two can be on. Ignored, ignored, ignored. That is great. Yes. 40 by 200. Now I have on this one, that is with this 30 by 160. So I'm just gonna go with that one. I'm just gonna trust what I did before. 30 by 160. There. Do it by hand. Fine. And let's go roll over to the machine and let's get it going. Now, I do have somewhere, just need to find where I put it. I'm very good at making things disappear. There. So yeah, I actually had prepared for the T-Rex. And it is actually, this is, can you see that from there? Maybe here. So this is what I made. When I just started this, I actually made in clay an imprint. Funny thing, you have to know, if you do that, it will shrink. So I had to kind of carve it out afterwards. That's why you see here all these things, because it's really still reduced a lot when the water vaporized. So I'm just gonna put that here on top, because it's not gonna go through that anyway. And shall we start with the yellow one? So I'm gonna place the yellow one in. And I'm gonna line it up there, making sure that this is nice and straight. There. So let's check out what the depth is, so it knows where to focus. I can do that with the lid open. There you see it go. And reset. Oh, I made myself some coffee. It's nice to be here with you guys in the evenings. Do you guys like to drink some coffee? For me, it is really it's my brain fuel. There we go. Now we're gonna set this one. I'm gonna go with a polygon, start marking, and now we're rolling back to the machine. And we're gonna do the markings by pressing on the button in the front whilst I do this. So what I'm doing is, here is the little silver knob, and I'm just gonna line it up right under that because I don't want to engrave past that point. So I'm gonna line it up here, here, and then I'm gonna follow this along. That is how I will do it. So there. Then one is there. This is where the curve starts. I find it sometimes a little bit difficult by the thickness of the beam of the crosshair to be very accurate with this method. I'm actually looking forward to the newer models. They work with cameras. Actually, really looking forward to that. I know that there is a way to do it here with this one using your phone and some dots that you can place around, but I have not had the energy or the time to check it out yet. I can maybe do that in another episode, but probably not this month though. Yes, a good cup of coffee. Now we see that it is right here. So we're gonna take this and place it right there. Now you see it's actually a little bit smaller than that I have it here. So I'm just gonna reduce that a little bit so it actually falls nicely in it as I had it in mind-ish. Oops. This should be the approximate shape. I just made like an outline of this one, but now then smaller. So I had an approximate shape of how that is. So this one can go in here. Maybe this a little bit down. I'm not sure. Should I curve this a little bit? There's like, you see this little bow, and you can curve, if you grab that, you can curve it up and down. I will show it. Weep and whoop. Oh, you can, you can make ladder soup. It's very tasty next to your coffee. So I can do this and maybe put it slightly up. I think that's not really in the middle, is it? This one is also not 100% in the middle. Now? I think now it's in the middle. What do you say, curved or straight? You get to think about it for a little bit so I can drink my coffee. How do you want your key hanger? Curved or straight? Okay, I think I'm gonna go for this version with curved. If anybody is gonna scream straight afterwards, I will make a straight one as well. Deal? Now, I hope that I lined this one up properly. Let's go to process. Is this all right? No. This one is still on, so I turn this off. And there's something else still on. No, it's only this. Your manual and my... did anybody notice that actually, what I did? So this is the on and off button, right? What you normally know. And I made it into a little human. I wanted to be smart and funny. I hope I succeeded. Yeah, let's just go on process. See how fast this goes. That's actually silly, right? 1 minute and 26. So let's do a first pass, then we see how it comes out. We can always do another pass if needed. I'm gonna press the button. I really love these ochre ones, colored ones, because they are very, very beautiful when you engrave them. I think this is looking really nice. I hope you can see it properly. Shall I zoom in for you guys? Hello, Pixie. Now there it is. I think we still have a little bit of a small burn on the sides. I'm waiting till the fan is off. I'm already grabbing some isopropanol, giving it a slight rub. There we go. Hello. Just putting this aside. I'm not going to move that, so I'm going to be careful. Just going to give it a tiny bit of a rub. Oh yeah, that's enough. Let me see if I can put that. That came out pretty nice, right? I think that became rather beautiful. So let's line it up for the other side. There. And now we're gonna do just the same. Oops, and I'm all the way back. We say finished. And we're dragging these two out. Oops. And we're gonna put these all in. I'm just gonna select it like so, and then I'm just gonna deselect these that is fastest. Now I think this is slightly too big, so I'm just gonna make it in general a bit smaller. There. I think that's gonna look nice. So we're gonna turn this one off and this one without that on. Now let's see what is on. This is on. Okay, so funny to know is the difference is that this is a bitmap, so it's pixels, and these are all vector shapes. So they are processed differently. Let me see if I can show that here. Here you see bitmap mode. You have different ones. Usually I just let it stay on Jarvis, but I believe Sierra is often very beautiful on wood, what I have tried before. And some of them, I think it was Floyd that I had that was very nice on metal that I had. But don't hang me up on it, because that has already been quite a few months ago that I was playing around with that. Because I learned that I actually like most to just trace these, and then I can scale them as big and small as I want to. So I could optionally do that for this as well. I would just say trace, then I would do it like so. And now I can remove that. So this one we turn off, this one we put back, and we say engrave. And now you see it also came with these, because now it's not a bitmap anymore, but now it is a vector. So, and I will show you. I actually want to demonstrate that for a second. Let's take it somewhere where there's nothing. Oops. Okay, let's go to the nothingness and take these two. So I zoom out like so. And now I'm gonna zoom those in and put them closer together. See if I can demonstrate that properly. I'm gonna zoom more. Oh, why did it? Why did it stretch out then? There, I think it was something like that. So if I now zoom in and put them really close, now you can see it properly. So it doesn't matter how big I stretch the vector shape, it will always stay in this ratio. But with a bitmap, it will always stretch out the pixels. So in the end, the bigger you go, the more blurry it becomes. So on a tiny key hanger, doesn't matter so much. If you're gonna make like a big banner for outside, if you're gonna print that, yeah, you don't want to have that in a bitmap. You don't want to have that in pixels. So then it's much better to work with vector shapes. Now I think I love to have a good quality, so I usually tend to try and always go with a vector shape, except for photos and stuff, then it's just not possible. So, well, that was a little bit of a lesson for today. Sorry if I go sometimes too in depth, or you want me to explain it a little bit more, then just let me know. If you want me to just move on already, also just tell me. Yeah, I think we have everything set. So it was, did 30 by 160. I think it may be even slightly less. So I'm gonna go with 28. Have I now ignored everything else? Oh, I see what I did. Oopsie. This one is still on. That's why I didn't see it like that. This one is off. Okay. Sometimes I, what did I do now? So it says 40 by 200. Let's humor it, because it says that it should look like this. Let's humor it. Even though it's on yellow and not on red, I think it might just be good. It's just a bit faster. So we're gonna say process and see in 1 minute and 13. So I'm just gonna stay over there and talk to you guys from there with my coffee. Pressing start is also very useful. Sending the file, and there we go. It's actually crazy how detailed you can actually engrave on leather, because this is not like a really big letters. I'm still amazed myself. Normally I like to make these kind of key hangers as tags for when you go with the airplane. If you go on the airport, I have them hanging on my luggage. So it's like luggage tags. There we go. Sorry for bumping you guys around. What do you guys think? I think it became really beautiful. Very sharp. So, yeah, with that done, I'm gonna take this out. So, because this was the only one I'm gonna make for now. So while we design anything else, we can quickly make, we are gonna make the T-Rex, because that will take a little moment. So I decided to go, because I had a lot of positive feedback on the topic of the Autism Awareness Month. So I would like to stay on the topic. So if you have any ideas or anything that you would like to have made, please let me know. Then I will take that into the next week's streams as well. Please help me think of something, because I can't do it by myself. No, just kidding. Okay, let me show you from up close. Oops, let me see where I have to be. There. How do you guys like that? I think that became pretty nice, right? See how detailed that is actually. How close can I get that here? Do you see that? So, and there's like a tiny bit of depth in as well. I show it sideways. Here you go. Now that is not bad, right? To have on your as a tag. Of course, this one is not very useful because it has no phone number. That is actually, unless someone has a phone number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they're gonna get a lot of calls. Sorry. Okay, one down. Let's go to the other project. Oh, this I have in store. But that's going to be, I think, next week. I'm going to keep that for next week. Otherwise, you guys are going to go crazy with me. So let's, is it above the wood? Yep. I'm going to test the depth. I kind of hope that it does not change the field. It has exactly the same depth. I think I have to redo it, yeah. Sad. Okay, it wants me to redo the processing area. I'm going to go with the rectangle and we're just going to measure that and back to the machine. Now you guys can't see this because I did not swap my camera, so I'm sorry in advance. I need to double check this. I'm gonna redo it. I was not happy. And I will change the camera. Dun, 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 dun. Should I put on the music? I did prepare it this time. Just didn't start it. So I don't know how loud that's gonna be, but I think it should be fine. If it's too loud, tell me. So this is all music created by my partner. But it is us who build the crown. If you wanna hear it yourself or you want to have it in your playlist, go to Sir Willens on Spotify. If you want to know where to find it and you need a link, just send me a message and I will provide you with it. So, processing. Let us zoom out because this is gonna be a little bit bigger than a key hanger. So I'm gonna go in the top left. I'm first gonna see because I'm not fully straight. The wood is not placed fully straight. So when I just push it to the side, I see that it goes off there a tiny bit. So. I don't want that because I want to make sure that because I take the square shape, everything needs to be on there. Otherwise, if I put my design too close to the edge, it will run off it and then it's all for nothing. Well, maybe not all for nothing. I just have to make a different one then. So that's point 2. We just push this to the middle. Placing you guys, where shall I? There, now you can see it all, I guess. And I'm back here. I have everything right? Yes. So here you see again, this is the bitmap. It's an image, so I can't make this into a vector. That's just not possible. I can show you what happens when I try it. So I'm choosing this one and I will say trace. This is what is happening. So I can make that. So I can play around with the settings a little bit, but the basic will stay the same. And this is what you will then get. So if you would engrave that, you would get this. So half of the details will be gone. It can be very nice if you want to go for a certain effect. So I won't say that you can never use it. I just say if you want to have like an actual photo result, then going with a vector is not your friend. So just go with the bitmap. I already put it on ignored and I will let him be there. We had set these 10 100 by 7 millimeters per second because it's 4 millimeter thick wood, as we said yesterday. And we have engrave on 65%, 175. That should be fine. That worked also very nice for Triceratops. So let's just go and do that. Now you see this takes 35 minutes, so you're gonna have to enjoy me for 35 more minutes. Let's say okay. Now we have 35 minutes to come up with very cool key hangers. Okay, I'm gonna press the button. And there it goes. Shall I zoom it in for when it is there? Okay, now we may minimize. And meanwhile, we can keep an eye on the machine, how it is doing. Key hangers. That was my original. This is the new one. So what else can we do with this? What is something that helps you when you are in an overloaded situation? I said we're also gonna make one for elderly, right? Maybe we should make. Let's copy all this. Oh. Don't ask me why I moved it. I have no idea. Okay, so I think to an elderly you don't say wanna help, so want to help. So maybe I just put it like so. What would help an elderly person? I don't think it's gonna be headphones. Um, um, uh, speak calmly.
Initiating sin. Greed loaded.
Um, I think that might help for someone that is elderly to not overstimulate that. What else? Now my brains are going full ham. Imagine an elderly person that needs assistance. Um,
Gold turns dust, but thoughts remain. I'm not corrupted. I've just changed.
I'm actually blank because I know it very well what helps me. I know very well how I would help my kids or my friends.
Rebooting. Desire protocol. Initiating.
Speak calmly. Um, calm room. That's twice calm. Sitting down. I think that helps. I think some people would appreciate if you would just, so they don't feel pressured or looked upon, looked down upon. So I think that is in general a good practice to do. Mm,
System corrupted.
how would it work if someone has, for example, diabetes? Is there something that you can ask them? What would help them? What is important? Um, I know something that we can do this upon. Um, find my inhaler. We're not going to do it about a diabetic because I don't really know like all that much about people that are diabetic in the far past. Um, but there's people that have respiratory problems, so that are asthmatic. So I think it's a good case. The reason why I am overthinking this, right? Because that is like my auty brain, is like I'm gonna go like, okay, um, what if their sugar is too high? Then you don't want to give them a bar of Snickers. I think that might not be the thing to do. And when it's too low, well, you might want to do that, but not doing it is then not good. So um, I would not want to discuss that because I have no knowledge about this. So that's why I feel like, okay, I stray away from that until I have proper knowledge about it. So if someone, for example, would request it for their parent or whatever, then I can just place on there what they know, because they have learned that also the same like I learned from my experiences, they also know with their experiences. So um, call care center, and then yeah, I think that's a good thing. Call the care center. Let's say that someone is in an elderly home. Um, they can then just put the number on. I've heard many stories about elderly that just lost their way, and they have to be brought back to their elderly homes. Um, and then there, I will leave this open for now. Let's come up with some icons. Now I know I can. Oh, wait a second. No, delete. Control C, Control V. The reason why I want to do that with that one is because this already has the same size and the same font selected. So that's what I want. So I'm just gonna put the Windows key and a dot. That should open up the emojis. Um, um, this one. Yeah, it does it. Now that's good. So this is how I can do emojis, but in text instantly. So that's very nice. Speak calmly. Is this big enough? Make it a bit bigger. Beep. Just don't want to make it too big because otherwise they're going to interfere with one another. Okay, let's do that again. Just Control V because it's still on there. And we just do Windows dot sit. Sit. Okay, that one didn't do it. That one also didn't do it. Oh no. Did it just... It just got removed. Um, okay. We're gonna need to do this one differently. Let's go with the editor. A chair icon in black and white, one by one. Bum. Now I wish that I had more coffee. Shall we go and check out how the dinosaur is going? I can maybe change the vision a bit. I think it actually starts looking very nice. So, well, this is good enough for my chair icon. I'm not gonna be nitpicky about this. So we're gonna Control V that. Oops, that's big. Okay. We're gonna do the same as we do nearly every stream. Repetition is key, right? I'm gonna crop it. If I go too fast or you want to see something more better, then you just have to tell me and I will just redo it, or I will do it slower. So now this is my chair icon, and I want to trace it because I want it to be a beautiful little icon. Engrave in a vector. Let's zoom in, turn this one off because we don't want to engrave that. That is just our help file. That's approximately the same size. Just gonna move this one a little bit there, this one a bit here. Now I'm pretty sure that we also don't have the Windows button for an inhaler. So an inhaler icon in black and white. Is it called an inhaler? Do you guys know that? I think it's called an inhaler. In Dutch it is. I think it's going to be a little bit dark. It does know what I mean, at least. That's a good thing. Oh, now that we're gonna put that one on, and then everybody also knows how it works. No, it can engrave that. A minimalistic inhaler icon. It's my own fault. I wasn't clear enough. Being clear is actually key in many things. How far is our thing going? Let's see. 18 more minutes. Shall I tell you guys something funny? What happened to me when my kids were little? So when I didn't know yet about what the heck is autism, before I knew it from myself, funny enough, for me, after my kids got diagnosed, or well, during my kids growing up and being in the process of their diagnosis, actually for me a lot of puzzle pieces fell in place. And yeah, it was actually quite eye-opening, explanatory. And during that time, I've actually learned really a big lot. I think this one is actually pretty nice. So we were receiving help from an institute about that, where my oldest got diagnosed. Was a lovely person. Really, I learned so much from this man. We were learning that you have to be very accurate in what you say. I think it's the 4 Ws or 5: who, why, what, where, and when. Those you need to just answer. And actually, they say the why is not important, or you should not do the why. My kids proved me wrong. If they can't comply with the why, then it's not going to happen. they had to understand why, and then everything was a lot easier. So I think that also is a very personal thing. But for my children, that worked best when the why was also fulfilled. But well, as young parents, we were like, oh, we're gonna try everything, and sitting at the dining table, that was way too much social. And well, we didn't know. We were just still trying, young family, trying to do everything by the book, like how everything is socially accepted, right? So you have your dinner at the dinner table, and you speak about the day, typical standard things, I think. And well, that didn't go in our family the way that picture perfect idea. No. But well, we were learning, and we got some advice, and okay, well, we had to give him something to do so he could redirect, so the social stuff would not be too much pressure on him, and he could just like focus on one thing. So I gave him something to draw with, some paper and some felt pens. What do you know? He was actually sitting at the table with us, and we were eating, and we were so excited about that. So we were like, "Oh, that's great!" So we started talking and talking, and meanwhile, my oldest was drawing on the table. So I looked. I said, "Oh, you cannot draw circles on the table." So I stood up, and I told him off, and I was grabbing the wipes to clean the table, and well, things happen. It's fine. Let's just try again, because we were actually super excited that we had a normal moment, right? And then we started talking again, and we were meanwhile eating, and I look a few moments later, I look back at him, and he was sitting there drawing squares or whatever. No circles, because I said no sir. And then, well, my ex, he started laughing. He said, yeah, you said circles. That was you. So that was one of my most hilarious and eye-opening lessons I had at the start of the diagnosis. It was very funny. Luckily, the table didn't have any irreversible damage or whatever. It was also not mentally scated. I think the table was fine, but yeah, we had a good lesson from that. So yeah, that's a little side story. How you learn along the way what to say and what not to say, and how clear you sometimes have to be. So same goes for AI. You have to be clear what you want and what you do not want. And if you do that wrong, then you only have yourself to look at. And you just need to sometimes laugh about it. I know that as a parent, it can be very frustrating. It can be very frustrating, especially when you do not understand what you're doing wrong. And the thing is, you're not really doing something wrong. You just don't know how it works yet. That is something you have to learn along the way. You have to figure out how your child works, right? Okay. Just gonna go with this again. Say engrave. This one we put away next to the chair. Hey, young lady, stop it. I have my youngest dog here next to me, and she's just, I didn't do anything. Oh, I see that everything's going nicely there with the dinosaur, our T-Rex. Is this the same size? It can be a little bit bigger. Yep. Although it seems a little bit funny that the inhaler is a little bit bigger than the chair, but there. I'm gonna line it up with this one because you saw the blue lines, right? I have the snapping on. Let me actually see if I can find where that is. No, that's the working. That's accessory. Where was that? Here. Yes, there it is. So if you go on the cogwheel in the top, I wanted to show you. I knew that it was somewhere here, but I had to figure out where. Here is where you can put all the settings. So if you want to work in inches, you can. If you want to work in a different language, you can. Hotkeys, I use usually the standard ones. Auto snapping, also very nice. I don't know what this is. I will have to actually play with that. Okay, well, let's not do that right now. I don't want to mess anything up. But here you can see auto scale, vector quality, units. For me, it's in millimeters. You have a lot of things to choose from. You can even measure in feet. I'm always having a little bit of a banter with my UK friends about measuring in feet, so they will know what I mean. Okay, and call the care center. Okay, I think we can just do that one with this, Control C, Control V. And now I'm gonna double click that until this is all selected. And I'll do Windows button dot. And I'm gonna say telephone because that is Dutch. I don't know why it's for me in Dutch. Could never fix that. And I'm gonna take the old phone because that icon is more understood, I think, by elderly. I'm gonna put the inhaler a little bit more there. And this one can go nicely here. Maybe this one tiny tad there. Yeah. I think this is pretty nice. What do you guys think? Let's take another look at the machine now. Seven more minutes. Oh, he's nearly done with that. I think that actually looks very nice. It's very funny to see that the wood reacts a little bit different than the other part that I used. It's a different plate from the same package, and still it reacts differently. Actually, kind of fond of this design as well. I would put that on a t-shirt. Would you put it on a t-shirt? Would you I think it actually looks very nice. I want to throw in my cookie. So, and we're just gonna, because these are just gonna be all Hue manuals, because this is just for anyone, right? Now it is cutting. Shall we go and take a look how it is cutting? It's very nice because you can hear the sound change. Now that is nearly done. So because that is nearly done, I'm gonna change my camera and I'm gonna pre-do this one. There comes my helper panda. Double checking that I'm making him, that I glue it the right way. Nah, it's good that I check it. It's gonna have to be this way. Yeah, he's looking to the right. So we're gonna put some glue on here. Let me take off the lid. So I have been looking into today because this would be considered when if I would sell this as a toy, right? And I actually noticed there come so many regulations with that when you say, okay, this is a toy. So if I would not sell this in my shop, then and just sell only the file so people can make it themselves, apparently that then there's no real regulations about that. So it's people's own responsibility. But if I would sell this, then I would be the manufacturer, and I would be tied to all of the rules, like what glue I use and um, how sturdy it is, if there's no small pieces, no choking hazard. I need to determine the intended use, etc., 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 etc. So that's a whole big rabbit hole to go down in. And I was really spending like already half of my day just investigating, like, okay, because I would love to offer this to people that are helped by it. Um, but of course, I also want to. I'm I find it very important to always play by the rules. I don't know. I have this super need to do everything right according to the rules. Um, sense of justice. So yeah, I have to say I still have to go down the rabbit hole much deeper, so I know exactly what to do and what not to do. Because I actually want to really market this, and I want to bring it out to everybody who needs it. And I want to do that within the rules, because that's how I am. It's nearly done. I'm gonna roll there. I'm gonna check it out. I placed it really, really on the edge. Shall I show it? No. And again, I have to walk to or roll towards the remote. It was already done. It's faster than I am. And there it goes. I'm gonna need both of these. This is one. I'm first gonna take this one, and then we're gonna grab the puzzle pieces. So let's go back to the hands-on mode. So, and now I'm gonna be doing the glue, and I think I might need to sand the top of his head a little bit, because I have been so close to the edge, or maybe slightly over it. Well, I think we're doing nicely for the first prototypes of the idea. Do you guys have any ideas what else you would like to see in such a puzzle? Yesterday, Greyborn said something about maybe cars. Now, the only thing I worry about, if I would do car, it has to be like a fake car, right? Because otherwise we're gonna go into the copyright problems again, that I always try to avoid so nicely. So I don't want to step on any toes. And the toes in this world are really big, so you have to tread carefully. So, for those who know me, actually this is my own song. I snuck in my own song. I also love making music. I make music that hopefully puts you to think about stuff, about real life things. This one is a little bit of a thinker. And it actually has a lot to do with my autism. So the idea of an alien succubus, stating alien, is because I often feel like I am not from this world. I sometimes do not understand how people work, how they say something and do not actually mean it, or mean something else, and then I can sometimes be totally oblivious to that. So in those regards, I sometimes feel like, hey, I don't know if many people can relate to that, to sometimes feeling very out of place when you just don't understand how other people interact, what they mean, or sometimes things go wrong when you have no intent that it goes wrong, but you just didn't pick it up. It's some of the challenges that come with it. So I'm taking down the excess paint because I don't want the puzzle pieces that I will put in a moment to be glued in it, because that will defeat the purpose, no? So there we go. I think I have everything now. Do you guys still see anything? I think I took every little bit away. So now we can see. You see that? Oh, yeah. This is the little rig I made, or jig, how is it called? So here you see the ones that I did not sand off yet. You see that there's like a little bit of a, because I like to have them a little bit deeper. So when I sand them, they actually become very beautiful, because then also like these, the eyes and the mouth, they come out because I made them a little bit deeper. And here you see there's still a little bit of a decoloration. Can I make that sharper? Come on, focus. I really want to show that. It doesn't want to focus. Well, I'm gonna put these in, and then we're gonna get the puzzle pieces. And drawing, just gonna put some randoms in, and we're grabbing the pieces. This is also one of my songs. So, where is my piece of sanding paper? Where did I put it? Oh, there. Just sanding these edges a bit. I saw that it didn't cut through fully because I I think I moved the design a tiny tad. So now there was tiny little edges that were not done. So here is the tail. We also have the head. Let's not do that above that. So everything is nice and smooth. There's the head. Alloops. And we have the hips. So you see, this is only a four pieces one. Taking off. See, there's some splinters on here, so I'm just making sure that everything is nicely taken away. Trying not to go over the engraving so much, but still making sure that it is smooth. See, now I can just put my hands over it without any discomfort. So there's the feet. I might take a little bit of the toes here, because I could imagine that a very tiny child might find that still a little bit sharp. It's not very sharp though, it's barely. I was reading into all of the rules and everything that you have to take into consideration. It's actually a lot more than people know. But well, that way you still learn a thing or two by just taking on new ideas. There we go. Now we have the last part. The chest. This also is actually a song of mine about self-care. I hope that there's a lot of people that I help with this song realizing that it's good to stand always be there for other people. But sometimes you also need to think about that you also need some care. And I know that someone is going to say, oh, you need to take a leaf out of your own book or something. They say that. But yes, I think it is very important. Now, this is my last song that I actually prepared especially for today. I had hoped it to be the end of my stream, which we are now nearly at. Please give it a listen. It's about autism. I hope everybody might find some resemblance in it for themselves. And that was the last song. Thank you, Greyborn, actually, for helping me out again, moderating on the stream. Yeah, I hope you guys were able. Sorry, I was silent for a bit. I hoped you would be able to hear the song properly, specifically for this day, Autism Awareness Day. There's a lot going on in people's minds for people that are on the spectrum, often being pulled back left, right. Everything feels sometimes like total chaos. And it's okay. Just find the right people with you that will understand you, and you're going to be fine. And otherwise, reach out to people that are like you. I find a lot of strength and a lot of help being amongst other people with autism, ADHD, and such, because it makes me feel a little bit less weird. And well, nobody wants to feel weird, right? Or good weird. Anyway, if you would like to find my songs, they are on Spotify. They are also on YouTube. For the rest, I would say spread the love with the ADA, the Autism Awareness month. Help other people, make them understand, make them see. We're not weird, just a little bit different. We just are like eagles in the city. So yeah, I hope the streams for this month that I plan are gonna help people to bring some awareness or maybe feel a little bit better understood. I hope that the products I come up with are in any way somewhat useful. Thank you for being there with me. I'm gonna wish you a very lovely evening. I'll be there, I believe, next week, Monday. So thank you for today, and I'm gonna wish you a lovely evening. Bye.